Well, obviously, I thought our second half was much better than our first. But even the first half, even though it wasn't reflected in the shot total, I thought we were getting forward and into the box, and some balls were just beyond some people or hit too hard at times. You know, there was a ball that scooted past Oba. There was the one that Dempsey, you know, just had too hard a touch on that he got in there. So, and obviously we made a mistake. We gave up a goal on a mistake, and they punished us for that mistake. In the second half, you know, I thought the team played very well. You know, that's what we've got to build upon, you know, what was there in the second half. I thought we controlled the game in the second half. We dominated that. You know, we got ourselves forward. We got the outside backs forward. We got the equalizer late, but, you know, we were right around the goal. There were good chances. Andreas had a good chance. Barrett had a good chance as well. You know, there's some good looks. You know, Dempsey, that's a tough angle, but we've seen him score that goal before. You know, so I thought we did a much better job of getting the ball forward and getting people forward.
Kansas City, there was a sense of 2 points being dropped tonight, scoring it like you guys did so late. Does the draw feel like a point gained rather than anything dropped?
It's, you know, it's such a hard thing to say. Kansas City goes in and plays a bunch of reserves against San Jose, against Portland, and wins in Portland. So, you know, is it 2 points drop? That, you know, it's like I said, the bottom team in this league can beat the top team on any given day. That's how tight things are. But you know, today, yeah, we gathered a point back. We wanted 3 because we're at home, you know, and I think we deserve 3 based upon the overall game, but especially the way we performed in the second half. But you know, it seemed like the way things went for us earlier in the season is we would either win or lose, you know, and now we're starting to tie some games. And if we had gotten some ties, you know, when we're in that bad stretch, we'd have some more points right now, and we'd be in a better shape. But the main thing, I was very pleased with the way we played in the second half, and we've got to make sure that we carry that forward.
Done.
Could you tell us a little about, our understanding was that Barrett was not on the original game day roster, and also just how Valdez is?
Yeah, Valdez, you know, he'll get checked tomorrow. Is just he was hurting with a little bit of a calf strain, and he just felt during the warm-ups that, you know, it wasn't something he could go with. So we want to take some precautions now and get that checked out. So that, you know, the change was to put Nagel into the lineup and then to bring Barrett away from his hot dog and sodas and bring him down to the locker room. So it's a good thing we did. You know, he ended up getting a good goal.
Mark.
Don asked the question.
Matt.
You guys got a big win against the Galaxy last year to secure the Shield, a big draw right now. I don't want to read too much into this, but is there any kind of message you guys sent with that play that you got to the big bad Galaxy that you guys aren't going anywhere?
You know, it's just that, as I said, we got to build upon what we did in the second half, and there's nobody in this league that we can't play with and that we can't beat. You know, and that's the main thing. And our guys are still getting to know each other. You know, Andreas Ivancic was much stronger in the second half than he was in the first half, you know, and as guys, you know, learn what's doing. When he brought Papa in, he came inside and opened up that space and let Tyrone attack more, and that's an understanding that that now has to develop again, you know, because he was out of the team for a while. So, you know, obviously the Galaxy's a good team, and things are going to be, you know, are going to be there for them. We think we're a good team as well. And, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how we go into the playoffs. It's just that we go into the playoffs and then let things rest from there.
Well,
What was kind of your focus at halftime, and what specifically do you think changed after the break?
We just talked really about 3 things. We talked about playing quicker. Talked about playing quicker. That was number 1. Number 2 was that we needed to play forward sooner, needed to get balls into Dempsey and Oba in higher positions on the field, you know, needed to find them. And thirdly, that we also needed to take opportunities to stretch their defense, you know, and whether that was Oba, whether that was Dempsey, whether that was, you know, Nagel, later Barrett, you know, coming on wide, you know, and our outside backs getting forward. So those were the 4 things that we sort of talked about and focused on. I think the guys did that in the second half.
Andrew.
What led to you choosing Nagel over Papa to start?
You know, a little bit maybe just because Nagel is a guy we know can go 90 minutes, you know, if need be. Papa right now is probably not 90-minute fit. You know, we don't know how long Ivancic was going to be able to go, so we didn't want to have guys out there where, okay, those are 2 subs we have to make. we wanted to be able to make our subs tactically a little bit more. So it was a little bit more a choice of that. And also, you know, when we lost Valdez, we obviously lost a guy who's a good header of the ball. And if we'd have gone straight with Papa, we'd have become a lot smaller, you know, and that was a little bit of a concern for us at the start. But I thought Marco came in and played very, very well. I was very happy with him.
Jackie?
What did you ask of Barrett as you were getting ready?
I said, just, you know, play on, I want you to play on the left. I know that's not always your favorite side, but I need you to get forward, look to get on the end of crosses, because Mears is getting forward on his side. You know, it was obviously a corner kick that he ended up getting on the end of, but he almost got in on the end of another ball earlier than that. So, you know, he did what we needed from him.
Rosita?
Can you elaborate more on the play of Mears going forward and obviously the end result for the corner kick and getting the point?
I like Tyrone when he goes forward. You know, I think he's got, obviously he's a good crosser. He's got good aggressiveness. And late in the game, you know, rather than saying, okay, we're going to bring on an extra forward, take off a defender, all we said was, you know, Marco drift inside a little bit more and Tyrone push higher, you know, and go into the space. So in essence, we were sort of going with three in the back at times. You know, sometimes only with two in the back, you know, as we got our outside backs forward. So that was the thing with Tyrone. And again, that's something we talked about at halftime for him to be more aggressive and go forward.
Steven?
A point still leaves you fifth in the West, so do you think that this late goal is more important standings-wise, or more to have gotten something out of this match after looking like you might not and playing so well?
It's important for both. You know, it's important to get a point, not to walk away with the goose egg, and also it's important from a standpoint of you know, everybody in our locker room knows that hey, we can come back. We were a team that came back a lot last year. You know, the teams usually don't come back in this league once they go down. So the ability to show that we can come back, that 1-0 is nothing at the end of the day, and also to show that, hey, there isn't a team in this league that we can't play with. I mean, they had all their guys. You know, we were missing Valdez and Marshall, and, you know, I thought we did all right.
Don?
Obviously, Scott is a veteran, and obviously he knew what he did wrong, but does a play like that still, do you have to address that with him?
Yeah, you know, I think an experienced player like him, you know, he knows he doesn't need me to reprimand him and slap him across the knuckles and tell him he made a mistake. You know, I mean, he knows. You know, it eats him up more than anybody in there. You know, and so those, you know, there were two veteran guys involved, him and Pineda, on that play, and you know, both of them know. You know, they don't need okay, we're going to watch film here and dissect it and things like that. They know what happened. They know it was a mistake, and you know, I know they'll, you know, move forward and they won't make that mistake again.
Last couple. Matt?
With Ozzys' dad seeing him play for the first time in 8 years, was there any worry that he might be a little bit too dialed up, and did you see any difference in his play tonight that maybe hadn't been there recently?
No, I think for Ozzy, you know, it was good to get 90 minutes, I think was important. I think fitness is still something that he's building at this stage. You know, I thought he was able to accelerate his game in the second half in terms of his change of pace and more running and a little sharper and quicker, you know, and harder running. And that's good because now we can build on that fitness-wise and we can continue to grow him in that period of time because he's an important player for our team. And, you know, him being as fit as possible is also important for our team.
Nico?
Any specific reason why Roldan got pulled out of the lineup?
I decided to go with Rose in the 18 instead of Christian. I think Christian has done well, but it was a little bit, you know, thinking that, okay, if we're in a situation where we're leading late in the game, they're going to bring Alan Gordon in, and instead of subbing on Roldan, maybe for somebody, Rose could come in important for us late in the game because he's a bigger body, he's a better header of the ball. So it was a little more specific to this game.
Last one to Jackie.
You've had to face a lot of tough opponents in the last few weeks. Do you think this is good preparation for the postseason?
You know, what was the best preparation for us is for our team to know that, okay, we can go down and we can come back and we can dominate the game, we can tie the game, and we can win the game. And you know, a win would have been better than a tie. But I think that's the key for us is knowing that, hey, wait a second, you know, we can raise our game, we can play better, and like I said, we got to build upon what we did in the second half.